Sometimes the silence hurts more than the struggle itself. Have you ever prayed and heard nothing back? No sign, no answer, no miracle, just silence? And maybe you started wondering if God had already left long before you noticed. Sometimes the hardest part about faith is not suffering. It's not waiting. It's not uncertainty. It's feeling like heaven has gone quiet while your heart is getting louder. You pray for direction, but life keeps moving without clarity. You ask God for peace, but your thoughts still feel heavy. And after a while, you stop expecting answers. Not because you stopped believing, but because you got tired of hoping. But what if God was never silent? What if we were simply listening for something dramatic, while God was speaking through the ordinary all along? Through the strength that somehow carried you this far. Through the people who stayed when they didn't have to. Through the moments you almost gave up, but didn't. Maybe not every answer arrives like thunder. Sometimes it arrives quietly, like peace returning little by little, like surviving a season you thought would break you, like waking up with enough strength to try again. Maybe God's presence was never meant to remove every storm immediately. Maybe sometimes His presence is the reason you survived it at all. And maybe faith is not always hearing God loudly. Maybe faith is choosing to trust even when His voice sounds quiet. Because silence doesn't always mean absence. Sometimes silence is where roots grow deepest. So if you've been feeling forgotten lately, if your prayers feel unanswered, if heaven feels distant, maybe this is your reminder tonight. God may not always speak in the way you expect, but that does not mean He stopped speaking. And it definitely does not mean He stopped staying. Sometimes silence is not abandonment. Sometimes it is preparation.